Hello and welcome to video number 7, and let's talk about how to sell on Instagram. Now you understand that selling indirectly is what works. Let's talk about how you can make money. If you follow this blueprint, then by now you have understood how to create a true fan that loves and is willing to follow you. They want to buy because they feel connected to you. They feel that they have they figured out their identity, and part of that identity is part of you helping them, and they can feel better. So that's why they want to buy from you, is because people like to buy from people who they like. People don't like to buy things from people they don't like. I mean, think about that. Pretty simple. So whatever you might be, scuba diver, business person, artist, whatever your brand might be, the question begs, how do you get people to buy your products? So we briefly covered a little bit about this already, but I'm just kind of recapping and re-emphasizing this. But what about your Shopify e-commerce store products? Well, you can simply create a store that showcases the product that fits the lifestyle that you are portraying on your profile. You can create quotes, you can create pictures, you can create inspirational images that talk about specific products on your Shopify store. So if you think about like a sneak peek preview for a movie, this is basically it. You could do that for a short period of time and say, hey, by the way, I was able to negotiate a special deal for you. And let's say you direct them to your Shopify e-commerce store. You could do that. And then you reveal that in the store, and you can say, for the first 100 people, I'm going to give you X% off, and then the price is, going to go up from there. So you can utilize scarcity to drive people to your store and buy those products. So you're thinking about, there's a little bit of marketing involved in this as well. So you can also do this with affiliate products or even products or services that you own. So let's say, for example, that you have a training course on the X niche. You create a Instagram lifestyle post that relate to people's lives after they take your course, perhaps. So you could show people who took your course, you could show maybe it's a scuba diving training course, and maybe how to start out with scuba diving as a newbie or something. So you could create posts related to that, posts related to, if you go through the training course, you'll be able to get to this point where, like me, where I am able to go scuba dive wherever I want to and do this and that kind of thing. You can also cross niches as well. You could have like a business owner who's doing scuba diving. Say, I'm able to go out and do whatever I want because I run my own business. And if you like to, check out this profile for my business, you can. Or you can mix it in. You can be the scuba diving business person. You can mix the different niches in it. But just keep in mind that you don't want to deviate too much from that target mindset, because the more broad things are, the more general things are, you actually lose money that way. So the more specific, the better. So you can show the results and the benefits, and you're likely to sell without even having to sell. You don't even have to sell. But when it comes to actually selling and pushing the sales, you can insert a little bit of scarcity. You don't want to do too much, but a little bit of scarcity, like this is going to end at a certain date or a certain time, or there's only 100 people or 50 spots left. You can do that. That's fine, but don't do too much of it on Instagram. And that's why Instagram is so powerful, because if you don't like selling, you can sell really well just by showcasing your lifestyle, and that's it. Now, you can also leverage videos, and Instagram is allowing you to do that. But keep in mind that with Instagram, you have a very short video length, I think it's about 15 seconds or so. But a lot of videos you see that are 10-second clips. So they're really jump cuts, meaning they show what the person wants to see, and then they jump to something else and jump to something else. So it's not like a YouTube video where you can extend it to like 10 minutes or something. So just keep in mind that they have to be really, really short. And another thing is, while this is one way to get more eyeballs, you don't want to show your company logo at the beginning of the video. So you'll see a lot of people do like intro videos or outros on their YouTube videos. You can't really do that with Instagram because you're going to lose their attention span. Instagram is quick, fast, easy, short, straight to the point kind of thing. So if you could explain your product, maybe the scuba diving gear, really, really fast, you could show the scuba diving gear. You could show you like jumping in, and putting it on, jumping it in, and they have to be really short. So basically you can tell a story with 1 second here, 1 second here, 1 second here. Versus a YouTube video, of course, it would be more so like, you watch them, it's like 10-minute video or 5-minute video or even a few minute video. You just can't do that with Instagram. So you can actually lose eyeballs if you show an intro video on Instagram. So you don't want to do any of that. All right, so welcome back. This is video number 8. We're going to talk about sponsored posts. So congratulations, you've reached the end of this video course, and this is the last video. All right, so if you just start out with Instagram, it's obviously hard to make money right off the bat, right? Because you don't have anybody following you. But how do you grow your account rapidly? Well, there's actually a way. You do have to spend some money. So if you're looking for a free way to do it overnight or over a week span time, you're not going to be able to do that. So you're going to have to spend about weeks or so building up your Instagram profile. And the way you do that is simply by posting a lot of images. Now, using sponsored posts is a great way to leverage people who are bigger than you that have huge amount of followings. So you could either approach people to do this, or you could go to sites to do that, which is a lot easier. But this is not a hack. It's not a software. You're simply leveraging Instagram users with large following. So I could approach somebody who's a scuba diver, maybe that guy who's not even selling anything, and ask him, hey, I noticed that you have 117,000 people. I was wondering if you would be willing to create a post for me directing people to my scuba diving product or something. You could even say, hey, I'll give you 50% cut if you do it for free or something. So you can negotiate in different ways doing that, but I recommend that you start out using some certain sites that I'll talk about in just a minute. So what you're doing is you're leveraging people who have followings and saying, hey, can you sponsor me, promote me, basically. Now, this is how big brands actually are able to build really, really fast followings. So if big brands are doing this, this is something you can do as well. So a lot of big brands have found that they can't just move into a market and just dominate the market. They have to gain trust. And the way they gain trust is they buy a lot of sponsored posts. So you basically pay them anywhere from $50 to $100 to get them to post. Now, some of these sponsored posts are really, really big Instagram users, and they'll charge you thousands of dollars. So obviously you can't start out with that unless you have a lot of money. You could do that, but I don't recommend that you do. But this is something that you could do and you can make money as well. So I'm really talking about this right now as of building your profile, but you can use it as you grow. Let's say one day you have 10, 20, 30,000 followers. You could also sell sponsored posts as well. So, like I said, a lot of brands realize they cannot reach specific audiences, especially because nowadays people want to connect specifically with people that they identify with. How do you go about leveraging small bloggers' audiences like these big brands? So what you do is you find Instagram influencers in the specific niche that you are in. You pay them, and you pay them to do a shout out. So you can do the same thing. You can easily get people to do a shout out about your profile, your product, and your service, which is basically your profile. So that's why building your brand is key. So you want to make sure you build somewhat of a profile first. Maybe spend about a week or so populating it with beautiful images first. before you get people to your profile. Because let's say that you purchase a $100 shout out and you get people to your profile. If people don't like your profile, it's just like a sales page. If people don't like the sales page, they're not going to stay. They're not going to follow you. So you want to make sure that you populate it to a certain point where you have beautiful looking images. At least the 9 first images are really, really good. And you track that specific type of person who is seeking that specific type of identity, that specific lifestyle. And then you start utilizing these methods to build your profile. So think about it. If you find a scuba diver user that has 1 million people driving diving fanatics to your scuba diving training center, I mean, think about how many targeted prospects you're going to get, right? See how powerful this is? So let's talk about a short list of where you can go to actually do this. You can go to shoutcart.com and pay people money. The nice thing about this is you can come here, you can find people specifically targeting specific demographics and specific interests and specific hobbies. You can go to buysellshoutouts.com. You can even go on fiverr.com. Although I would warn you, if you go here, you'll notice that some of these Instagram profiles could be developed with software. The software generated tons of followers. They could be fake. So you want to keep that in mind. A lot of Instagram profiles have a lot of fake followers. So you don't want to be paying somebody $100 or even $500 for that matter to send somebody like fake people to your profile. So that's just something to think about on both ends and something to protect yourself with. So you can do this one little hack to build your profile. And as you grow, you can do the same thing and sell these types of sponsor posts. Now, keep in mind that when you do this, you do need to kind of let people know, hey, this is a sponsor post. Because due to FTC guidelines, you need to have transparency, and they want to make sure that you're letting your followers know, hey, this is a paid post. Somebody's paying me to post this, kind of thing. All right. So I hope you enjoyed this video course, and just go ahead, implement these methods. Really what it comes down to as a recap is finding that lifestyle, finding that identity, building that brand, and attracting the right person. So that really comes down to conversions, and then traffic and all that. The higher your conversions are, the higher you're going to convert your traffic. So rather than, you send 100 people and only one person converts into a follower, you could send 100 people and even 20 people or 30 people would actually convert into a follower. All right. So I hope you enjoyed this video course as much as I enjoyed teaching it. And without further ado, make sure that you implement and take action.